7 seconds back in stage 20, Dickie Kern is more than safe in the Group N top 3 and in 8th place overall with a secure advantage over Raymond Johnson. Glenn Jones was the latest addition into the top 10. The Welsh driver made it into 10th place in their second visit to Dudgeon Bridge, going ahead of Aaron McHale. Michael Kern was closing on Aaron. His Evo 6 had too far to catch him on the leaderboard, but 6 seconds from the deficit keeps them safe at 12th overall. It would keep them safe ahead of Cahill Rogers. The G3 stays top 2-wheel drive and has run away with a Class 12, and in the middle of it all is 13th behind Michael Curran. Stage 21. There are 3 stages to go. Andrew could almost kiss his chances of victory a final goodbye in this stage, with his power steering problems rearing their ugly head once more. Andrew's problems left Derek lonely at the top. The S8 was the only car under 7 minutes, fastest by 15 seconds, with the lead back up to a minute. Building on their advantage, Eamon Boland and Damien Morrissey set second fastest, pulling further in front of 4th placed Austin McHale, who is becoming ever more restless in 4th. The scrap between the two drivers continues. Eamon has the upper hand, but with only 12 seconds between them, anything can happen, which may benefit Morris further. He ties with Andrew, now almost 5 minutes in hand over Roy White. Sean Gallagher must wish he had that kind of gap over Roy, as he keeps fighting to catch him. Sean is fastest again in Group N, with the lead under half a minute. Dickie Kern is 3rd fastest. Sean is too far away to catch, and with a minute over Raymond Johnson, they are safe. Michael continues to close in the top 10. A further 8 seconds come from the deficit to Aaron McHale, but it may be too late. Time was playing into the hands of Paul Barrett. The Flying Escort extends the Class 11 lead, leaving it too late for Reggie Britton to catch him. Also too late was Connor Byrne, well airborne. The Evo 4 is too late in the brakes for this right. Breaking a telegraph pole in the process, it doesn't break the car, as they get going once again to finish the stage and drop to the rear of the top 20. Stage 22. Derek McGarty's eye-catching colour scheme and speed were consistent with a pace car, and why not, as they continue to set the pace at the front. But if this were NASCAR, Andrew would have been in the pits to solve his problems and get him back on the pace, but alas, it isn't, and the Cousin de France car continues to lose time. Unlike Austin McHale, fastest on this stage, they beat the pace car by almost a second, enough to move up into the top 3 and rob Eamon Boland of that 3rd place. Eamon slips behind Austin in this stage. Ferrywater is next though. Eamon was faster than Austin last time, with 3 seconds between them. Can he do it again? Either way, it wouldn't affect the second Emo car. Morris continues his steady drive in the final day in 5th place, guaranteeing good points to kick off this year's campaign. Roy White was back on the campaign trail, fastest in Group N in stage 22. They shut out Sean Gallagher in the stage, looking good for the Group N honours. Dickie Kern continued to look good for 3rd. He could take it easy in the penultimate stage, with 8th overall in the bag. Or was it? The Evo 7, here comes a cropper, showing that nothing is over till it's over. Michael Curran continued to hassle Aaron McHale, closing the gap by 13 seconds. There's still too much to gain in one final stage. Reggie Britton was of similar opinion. His Mark II was too far behind Paul Barrett after 22 stages, but remained on course for 19th overall. We compare the top 2 cars. Andrew Nesbitt is troubled as we see blue smoke emitted from the Cuisine de France car, and over this short section there is still little between them, with Derek that wee bit ahead to maintain the lead. George Elliott and Keith Boyd had more in their mind than class position in this event. The team were raising funds for Marie Curie cancer research over Easter weekend, promoting it with their performance over the 3 days. And after a successful Easter, they raised over £4,000 and cap it off with a 7th place finish in Class 11. In Class 1, Patrick O'Connor and Colm Doherty topped the class table at the end of the 3 days, reaching the finish with 48 seconds to spare. Lucy Ford Hutchinson and Catherine Millington finished top lady crew after a less eventful weekend than last year, or so it seems, finishing second in Class 5. An uneventful event suited Brian Black, dominating Class 9 from start to finish. The starlet comes back to Enniskillen with 8 minutes in hand, winning Class 9. Andrew and Paul Hegarty were mixing it with 4-wheel drive cars in the final day. Their Puma storms home to Class 5 victory by over 5 minutes. It came close for Andrew Bush. After leaving the road in day 2, the 106 drops out of the Class top 3, but with a charge in the final stage, takes the Class 6 honours. Matthew McCauley and Ambrose Given made a comeback in Class 10, reaching the finished Class 10 winners by 35 seconds. In Class 3, Alan McMahon and Benny Granger were once again Class 3 winners, coming in over a minute ahead and placing 27th overall, and are 1 place behind Martin Brown. His Civic caps off a fine drive to take victory in Class 2 and finishes 26th overall. And a further place up in the overall order, Harold Brown and Mark Scollin cruise home in Class 7 winners by 20 minutes and finish 25th overall. Damien McQuaid and Paul Corey make it into the top 20, ending the final day second in Class 12 and 20th overall. Reggie Britton and Marshall Clark couldn't take the Class 11 lead in the final day, but finishing 19th overall end the event second in Class 11. The Class 11 victory goes to Paul Barrett. The Paul Barrett show comes to a spectacular close as he and Dermot Colgan finish 18th overall. Neil McCants and Richard Honeyford end a great drive in the McCants Steel car, gaining experience in Group N and finish 17th overall. Behind Charlie Mavitti, he and Nigel Fraser come out on top in a battle with Neil on the final day, taking 16th overall. Also gaining experience in their new car, Sean Devine and Sean Lafferty end the 3 days secure in the top 15, claiming 15th overall. And are only 9 seconds behind Keith McIver. He and David Burns are 2 seconds off Sean on the final test, but stay ahead to take 14th. Ahead of that battle, Cathal Rogers and John McElhinney fend off the late challenge from Keith to finish 13th overall and Class 12 winners. And with Cathal closing in the final stage, Michael Curran and Desi Wilson secure their place with 12th overall and 6th in Group N at the finish. Aaron McHale and Damien Connolly had a fraught day on Monday. Their Evo 6 was losing time on each stage to Michael Curran, but staying ahead, they finish 11th.